Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Back the Log Off. I don't know why I paused like that. I'm Professor Icepick, and if that logo up in the top right corner isn't enough of a hint for you, I'm going to be going back to Ace Attorney Investigations. What am I saying? It's like a GIF. Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path. It's a very, very strange composition on that logo for how you're supposed to say the title. So, yeah, let's get back to it then. Okay, just pull that down and open. There we go. Data, the imprisoned turnabout, beginning. From chapter start. What am I saying? From chapter start. Okay. I guess I should have known he was going to die so quickly. Horace Knightley. A doggo? March 27th, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. He's not coming. He's not coming, sir. How long does he intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to get your cravat in a twist. Ethan Rook's murder. 2 days after the incident, we visited the detention center. Naturally, we were hoping to meet with the defendant, Horace Knightley. His trial was set to begin the next day, with me serving as the prosecutor. Still, he is rather late. You there, do you know what's going on? It is certainly strange. I'll try calling him one more time. It's terrible! It's Knightley! He's been murdered! What? What did you say? Murdered? Inside the detention center? Mr. Edgeworth, let's go check it out. You there, take us to the crime scene, post haste. Yes, sir! I love these animations. Knightley's not in a cell? I thought he was being held there. What are you doing, sir? This way! Where are you taking us, pal? Through the store is the... it's the prison. Prison? And what were the small rooms back there? Those cells we just passed are part of the detention center. They're used for holding suspects temporarily while they await their trial. What lies ahead is a facility that serves a completely different purpose. This is where criminals who have been declared guilty serve out their sentence, pal. It's the one place a great thief does not want to end up, Kay. I'm opening the door now. Please follow me. What the hell is that? Egads. There's no mistaking it. Knightley's dead. Moreover, he was murdered inside the prison walls. How exactly did this happen? March 27, 10:32 a.m. Prison Workroom A. I can't believe something like this would happen to Mr. Knightley. Yes, I can't believe it either. But the scene you see before you is the unmistakable reality. Besides, wasn't Mr. Knightley supposed to be in the detention center? Indeed, he was. Knightley hadn't had his trial yet. Before a suspect is found guilty, they're detained in the detention center's holding cells. They only enter the prison after they have received a guilty verdict. Knightley should not have been moved in here. Do you think he passed through those giant doors that we went through earlier, sir? Huge metal doors and a long passageway separate the prison and the detention center. As a suspect, Knightley wouldn't have been able to pass through. Floor plans jotted down in my organizer. What happened to Knightley? In order to solve this mystery, we must first investigate the crime scene. Begin investigation. Prison workroom A. Wait. Kay's my partner? Can I switch? Yes, sir. The victim. He was arrested on the afternoon of the 25th and was killed on the morning of the 27th. I never expected the criminal to become the victim, sir. Yes, it doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. Maybe the killer killed Knightley? He couldn't let anyone who had seen his true identity live, or something like that. Are you talking about Shelley the killer? If he was the killer, then he would have left his calling card behind. Besides, didn't we also see his true identity as well? That's right! And we're still alive, sir! Still, to commit murder in such a place is not an easy task. How did the criminal murder Knightley? It's nice that the prison and the detention center are connected, sir. As they both get to share the visitor's room, it's actually quite convenient. Well, it is an unusual design, but it is convenient for the visitors. Why do the detention center and the prison need to be separated in the first place, sir? The suspects go in the detention center, while the convicts go in the prison. They might seem similar, but they are actually two completely different facilities. Those cramped, dark, and uncomfortable cells all seem the same to me, sir. If you're still having trouble understanding the differences, why don't you step inside one? I think I'll pass, sir. Is there anything out of place? Yes, sir. If I had to say. What is it? There's a dead body over there. There's a dead body over there. Yep, that's definitely out of place. If you notice anything else out of place, please be sure to tell me. What's this? We won't rest until we've stolen every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This is quite a large area to investigate. Press the Y button to switch screens. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a pulley. Is that used for prison labor too? It looks like it. There's something I want to ask you. Don't even think about dangling on the hook. Eh? How did you know that's what I wanted to do? Somehow I had a feeling. It's a pull. Oh, okay. Well, we already saw that. Okay, so let's see. It's a cage inside the cage that is the prison. It's like cageception. I believe the correct term is prison cell. They're the same thing. You need to look more at the essence of things. Actually, it's more important to get the correct information. That's a whip. Those are some colorful sheets. They're the most eye-catching thing in this room. They don't fit in with the prison. There's a whip placed on top of the sheets. Reminds me of the whip lady. Maybe she left her whip here? I doubt she'd ever leave her whip behind. There was a rope near the body as well. By the way, my special talent? If it's about rope escapes, there's no need for that now. Aww. Does she want to show it off that badly? It's a... Let's see, is there anything else I missed here? I guess not. There's a wash basin over here. Are there any clues that could be useful to this case? I don't smell any signs of treasure. I'm searching for clues here, not treasure. There are a bunch of strange tools here. I don't see anything out of place. I'm kind of picking up the scent of animals. Do you have a special do you have special smelling abilities or something? No, it's just a feeling. But I can smell the scent of treasure. Remind me to lock up all of my valuables in a safe. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I wouldn't steal your valuables. So you would steal someone else's valuables? There are a bunch of... Oh, okay, so... We already saw this. Okay, let's... Horace Knightley. Murdered right before his trial. Let me take a closer look. This is a rubber glove. Yes, there's no mistake. It's a rubber glove. How come there's only one? Let me take a closer look. It's covered in mud up to the wrist. Maybe someone was playing with mud in the prison. Maybe someone was playing with mud in the prison? I want to get in on the action too. Do it on your own time when we're not investigating a case. Oh, we got blood. The fingers of the blood are covered. The fingers of the glove are covered in blood. This glove was dropped after the pool of blood formed. Eh? Why is that? If it was on the floor before the pool of blood had formed, the blood would have formed an outline around the glove. Ah, I see. The blood would have only gotten on the edges of the glove. This glove was discarded after it was covered in blood. That must mean the killer left it behind. Indeed, it's highly probable. At the very least, the person who dropped this saw the body. You there! What is it, sir? Do you recognize this glove? Yes, sir. The inmates use these for prison labor. That's odd. Rubber gloves are usually kept in the inmates' rooms. They are strictly regulated, so you can't just take them out. Indeed, there are no signs of any other rubber gloves in this room. Rubber glove data jotted down in my organizer. Oh, hey, it's chessboard. Huh? What's this? Mr. Edgeworth has something similar in his office. It's a portable chessboard. It was probably the victim's. Ah, Mr. Knightley enjoyed chess, right? He was probably using it to pass time in the detention center. Chessboard data jotted down in my organizer. He's covered with a dirty sheet. There's a rope on the end of the sheet. Was Knightley tied up with this rope? Rope data jotted down in my organizer. Let's take a look under the sheet. We might be able to find something. Yikes! This sheet is bright red! These appear to be bloodstains. We still might be able to find something. Let's search this area a little more closely. The blood from his neck has stained his brace bright red. The cause of death was most likely from his neck wound. He probably died instantly. He couldn't even cry out in pain. There are small bumps on his head. Are these bruises? Maybe after he was stabbed in the neck, he fell back and hit his head? I wonder. At this point in time, there are too many unknowns. Kay, do you have your digital camera with you? I'd like the detective to take a photo of the body. Would you let him borrow it? Sure thing. Here, Gummy. Thanks, pal. All right, I'm taking the picture, sir. Still, he's wearing some awfully dirty clothes. There appears to be dirt stains in several places. Crime scene notes jotted down in my organizer. He's wearing those clothes even though they're dirty. He's just like me, sir! Detective, I hope you realize that not everyone shares your lack of hygiene. Hold up, looks like he's holding something. There's something on his finger. Let's have a closer look. Oh, it looks like an expensive ring. Don't steal it. What? I didn't do anything yet. This section of the room is covered in dirt. The dirt is soft and has footprints on it, sir. There are too many footprints. It won't be easy to identify them all. Until the forensics arrive, we probably shouldn't tamper with this area. Detective, please don't trip and fall in the dirt. I'll be careful, sir. I don't want to get my favorite coat dirty. I'm more worried that you'll mess up the footprints. Is there anything out of place? No. God. Alright, let's see if talking to... Yes, sir! Oh, okay. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Well, let's look at that ring again. There's something on his finger. It really is bright red, sir! These appear to be bloodstains. A rope and a bloody sheet. There might be something else. Yes, let me check this area again in case I overlooked something. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, I needed to connect the logic, I guess. The sheets stacked here have a very distinctive pattern. It's the same as the bloodstained sheet. That's right. Kay, don't steal my lines like that. Hee. Mr. Edgeworth, you shouldn't get caught off guard like that. I'll never lose my edge as the great thief. I thought she was on hiatus. Bloodstained sheet data jotted down in my organizer. Well, we've collected quite a bit of evidence. Hee. With the three of us here, it's a piece of cake. Right, Gummy? That's right, pal. We're the invincible trio. It's too early to start celebrating. There's still something we haven't found yet. Eh? What haven't we found yet, sir? What is missing from the crime scene? Why, the murder weapon, of course. The murder weapon that took the victim's life has not been found yet. Ah! Now that you mention it, you're absolutely right, sir. Detective, get your act together. Isn't that the most basic of the basics?
I'm sorry, sir.
Don't worry about it, Gummy. I didn't notice it either.
That's not much of a consolation. In this prison, dangerous objects that could be used as weapons are strictly regulated. It'd be quite dangerous if the inmates got their hands on them. Obtaining a murder weapon and carrying it around is not an easy task.
I see. You have a point.
What was the murder weapon, and where did it go? That could be the key to solving this case.
Huh? There are visitors here already? Sorry to barge in like this. Is this the crime scene? Huh? You? Aren't you that piercing gaze? That furrowed brow?
It has been a long time, Mr. Shields.
Yes, that frilly thing around your neck and that stiff creep. There's no doubt about it. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Fancy meeting you here.
Hold it.
What are you saying, pal? Mr. Edgeworth's not that old man. Hold it.
Detective, it's fine.
Oh, it's you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I thought you looked a bit young. You two are so similar. Looks like your Uncle Ray got you two mixed up again.
You never change. How many years has it been since we last saw each other?
I've already forgotten. Your Uncle Ray has been overseas these past few years. But you know, there's something I still haven't forgotten about you and your betrayal.
I'm getting some bad vibes over here. Do you know this guy, Mr. Edgeworth?
Allow me to introduce him to you. Raymond Shields, attorney at law.
Ace Attorney Ray Shields at your service. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
Kay Faraday. Nice to meet ya. I'm a great thief. But I'm currently on hiatus.
Great thief? Well, that sounds romantic. How wonderful.
Oh, Mr. Shields, you get it, right? I'm currently recruiting new members. The registration forms are easy to fill out.
That's splendid. Uncle Ray would love to join your little gang.
I'm sorry, but we're only accepting bright, cheerful, and energetic girls.
I see. That's too bad. Well, how about a hug then, as a sign of affection?
No.
I guess not. This isn't Europe, after all.
Mr. Shields, what are you doing here?
Oops, that's right. Sorry. Preventing the attorney from investigating the crime scene is the Von Karma way, isn't it? Hold it! Hey, you've been going on about Von Karma this and Von Karma that. What's your problem, pal?
Hold. Detective, restrain yourself. This can't be helped. God, I should have really just started up like a "this can't be helped." It can't be helped counter.
Eh?
Mr. Shields, are you the defense attorney for Horace Knightley?
That's right. Or should I say, I was his defense attorney.
Mr. Shields is the defense attorney. If Knightley had not been murdered, I would have been going up against him in court. I should listen to what he has to say. Okay, so now we gotta talk to him. Since you received the request to represent the victim, that must mean...
Yes, your Uncle Ray was supposed to meet with Knightley boy.
As was I. I had planned to meet with him, but then we heard the report of the dead body.
I even brought him the California roll.
Mr. Shields, you can't bring food into the detention center.
Ah, is that right? Well then, would you like it?
No thanks.
Still, to think that Prosecutor Edgeworth actually meets with the defendants. All defendants are guilty. Wasn't that the Von Karma way?
Well, that is a thing of the past.
Is that right? So, you sure you don't want it?
I told you I don't want it. Did you meet with Knightley?
We met yesterday. They called me over as soon as Knightley Boy was arrested. He was being quite hostile. Oh yeah, he mentioned you. He talked about how you interfered with his plans.
He probably said some nasty things about me. Even if he hates me, I'm fine with it.
Man, the two of us had a great time talking about you.
Mr. Shields, you also talked about me?
I frequent the visitor's room here quite often. It's been a while since I had such a good time.
So you're a regular at this prison.
Hey now, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not here as an inmate. I'm here to visit an old acquaintance of mine. We usually meet in the visitor's room, but I've also been in here before.
Then I should ask him about this room.
About this room.
This room was where the body was found. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, this room, eh? Here's a pop quiz for our prodigy prosecutor. Which of these three is the name of this room?
That'd be the morgue, I think. The morgue?
Well, there is a dead body in here. Anyone who saw the dead body would naturally think of the same thing. Well, let's reveal the correct answer. Prosecutor Edgeworth's answer is wrong. The correct answer is the workroom.
Well, none of those were the right answer, then. All three choices were wrong. I hate it when he does that.
The inmates carry out various kinds of prison labor in here. It also serves as a rehab program, allowing them to receive job training in the prison.
So, how do they monitor this room? Who is in charge of the keys to the entrance?
Prosecutor Edgeworth. Even your Uncle Ray doesn't have all the answers. Hey, you there. Could you tell us?
Yes, sir. This room doesn't use any locks and keys. Instead of locks, the doors are equipped with sensors. What do you mean by that? All of the prison inmates are wearing electronic bracelets. When a bracelet passes through the door, it activates the sensor and... wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. An alarm will sound. He literally made the sound. I love that. After a certain amount of time has passed, the bracelet will emit a painful shock. If the bracelets are tampered with, it will emit an electric shock If the bracelets are tampered with, it will emit an electric shock. God, why can't I say this? If the bracelets are tampered with, it will emit an... God damn it, what is wrong with me tonight? If the bracelets are tampered with, it will emit an electric shock 3 times more powerful.
Eh? That's terrifying.
It's to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, although it seems a bit harsh. That's why whenever an inmate goes through a door, a guard has to accompany them to deactivate the sensor first.
And that's that.
Did any of the inmates use this workroom today? In the past few days, no one has used this room. I'm sure of it. So not one inmate has entered this room today. Door sensor data jotted down in my organizer. If that's the case, it raises a contradiction with the crime scene. There's something in this crime scene that should not exist. I will use my powers of deduction and inspect the crime scene again. Okay, well, I already know what the answer to that is. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I'm gonna stop reading that. It's the glove, obviously. The rubber gloves used by the inmates. It's unnatural for one to end up in this place. This is in direct contradiction with the evidence.
Eh? Why is that?
From what we just heard about the inner workings of the prison, the rubber gloves used by the inmates should not be present in this room. Let me present some evidence to support my reasoning. Okay, so... Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Well, yeah, the door sensor. The inmates cannot freely enter this room, as they're wearing bracelets that set off the sensors. According to the guard, it seems that no inmates were scheduled to enter this room today. However, a rubber glove used by the inmates was left in here. That is a direct contradiction.
Then who left this rubber glove in here, sir?
I don't know yet. However, it seems that this rubber glove is connected to our case.
Investigation complete.
Guard, aside from the inmates and the prison guards, does anyone else have access to this room?
Well, this is a prison facility after all. Only inmates and prison guards come here.
Hold it.
Mr. Shields?
Hey, what are you saying? There are others that come in here. Aside from inmates and prison guards, there are certain things that can enter this room.
Are you talking about them? But they're... Mr. Shields, what are these things that you speak of?
It should be obvious. You came all the way here without seeing one, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Usually you can find them walking around the prison facility. Well, you'll see once you leave this room, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Hey! You're just saying that to get Mr. Edgeworth to leave, pal. What now? Don't you trust me? Mr. Detective, you have a big body but a small mind. What did you say, pal?
Detective Gumshoe.
Ugh. Sorry, sir. Come on, follow me. I'll show you what Uncle Ray has been talking about.
What's a doggo? March 27th, 11:06, prison hallway.
This place is a little different from your normal prison.
Oh, they're animals.
There are more than just the prisoners and the guards living here.
Animals?
Yep, animals. According to the guard, they introduced animal therapy here several years ago. Each prisoner is assigned one animal. In other words, they receive a pet partner.
Huh, that seems kind of fun.
Plus, learning to take care of their pet is a great Plus, learning to take care of their pet is a great qualification to have.
Huh, so you mean that workroom?
Yep, that's where the prisoners practice taking care of their pets. So then, the thing you mentioned that could enter the crime scene is... Right, these animals. But that doesn't make any sense, pal. Why would an animal leave behind a rubber glove? Quite right. But the fact remains that they could have entered the crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, could you please talk some sense into this man?
Mr. Shields, are the animals allowed to go wherever they please?
Most of the doors in this prison are fitted with sensors. The sensors not only sound an alarm in response to the prisoner's bracelets, they also respond to the animal's microchip and open the doors for them.
Microchip?
It's like a tiny machine embedded under the animal's skin. All it takes is a simple injection, and the microchip is inserted.
What? That sounds painful.
I've heard it's not that painful, but anyway, since the animals aren't criminals, they're allowed to move around freely.
How ironic. The ones with the most freedom in this prison are the animals. Door sensor data updated in my organizer.
But still, they can't go out of the prison. The prison's entrance does not have a sensor. Oh?
What's that? Is that a bell?
What's that?
It's a doggo. What's this? This dog? It has a bell on its collar. Was this a sound that we heard earlier? Well, at least I didn't need to do that acting.
Mr. Edgeworth, why are you glaring at each other?
I mustn't lose.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're not good with dogs, are you, sir? I'll tame that dog myself. Here, boy. Here, boy.
Oh, he's gonna bite him, isn't he? Oh, nope. He just walked away.
Oh, it completely ignored me, sir.
Compared to the other animals, there's something different about this one. I'm sensing a great hostility towards me only.
Well, now that I've introduced you to the animals, What's next on the agenda? Of course, we question those related to the case, pal.
Yes, we should gather information about the state of things when the body was discovered.
We'll start with you in that cell. Tell us what you know.
Okay, they all just walk up to him.
He's completely ignoring me, sir.
You there. Do you know anything about the incident?
He's scary.
Don't be so cold. Come on, you can talk to us. Or how about an introductory hug?
It's time. What was that?
Sorry, was Uncle Ray's joke a little too much?
That's great. Exercise time. This man is clearly odd. I need to get some answers from him. Your name is?
Me? I'm prisoner number D259. Jailbird. Jailbird. Jailbird! They did it! They did it! They did it!
Yes! Horace Knightley has been tapped, people!
Jailbird! They did it! They fucking did it!
God damn it.
Gotta raise my metabolism. I can't let my muscles rest.
Muscles aside, it looks like you've lost a lot of weight.
Half of the match is won even before it has begun. Yeah, gotta make the weight limit. Are you entering some kind of tournament? Perhaps as a boxer. Yeah, I'm a former boxer, but exercise is just a hobby of mine.
Well then, it sure looks like it's the bear's hobby too. He's hanging on like an apron. So cute.
This is Rocky the polar bear. He's my partner.
He's loosened his tongue. Maybe we can try asking him now. Where were you and Rocky at the time of the incident?
I don't know anything. I got nothing to say to you.
That's for me to decide. Now answer the question.
Didn't I just tell you? I know nothing.
He has no intention of talking.
In that case, you've got no choice but to use that.
Yes, if he insists he has nothing to do with this, we'll just have to prove there's a connection. Mr. Elbird, by all means, you will tell us what you know. Is it logic chess time? Yes, it is, baby! Now, let's analyze the situation. A fighting stance. It seems that he has become agitated. In these circumstances, a direct confrontation would be pointless. When my opponent becomes agitated, I should calmly wait and see. When I see an opening, I will not hold back. Now, let's question him about his knowledge of the incident. To start with, I'll ask about his movements today. I'll have to tire him out before the sound of the bell.
Begin logic chess.
Can you tell me what Can you tell me what you have done today? Answer me.
Huh? If you want to fight with me, get into your fighting stance. What, are you throwing in the towel already?
This is not a fistfight. Welcome to the war that is chess. By the way, hasn't all that moving around tired you out?
Don't underestimate my stamina. You want to test me with that body of yours?
Wait and see.
I ain't tired at all. Well, first off, I held back in my training today. I just stayed quietly in my cell.
Quietly? Then what's with all that sweat?
Buzz off. That's all I've got to say. I'm getting a little tired.
Here we go. You're a well-trained boxer. However, you need more practice in the art of lying. Getting a little tired? That's not possible. You said that you stayed quietly in your cell just a moment ago.
Ugh. Rocky, it looks like this is gonna be a tough opponent. Oh, he's taking off his limiters.
This man, it looks like he's still hiding something. Next, I'll ask him about the time of the incident. I do not need to use fists. My words alone are enough for a KO. When the incident occurred, did you notice anything unusual about the prison?
Huh?
Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered.
Rocky, you hearing this? I got no time for jibber jabber. Want to eat a knuckle sandwich?
That was a wasted remark. When he gets worked up, he enters his fighting stance. During those times, I should calmly wait and see, and strike when he drops his guard. Do you recall what you were doing at the time of the incident?
Sleeping. Rocky was too.
The incident happened just a few moments ago. You look wide awake to me. Wait and see.
Muscles strengthen while they're resting. Sleep is important.
Well then, I'm sorry to have woken you. Rest is a part of training, right?
Oh. So you get it after all. Not bad, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh? I don't recall ever introducing myself as a prosecutor. How did you know?
That's...
The conversation we had when we first entered this room. Were you by any chance eavesdropping on us? In that case, there's no way you could have been asleep. You lied to us.
Ugh. You got me there. You pack a nice punch. Yeah, I lied about sleeping. So what? I was just exercising in this room. You got a problem with that?
Well, I now know he was awake. I should remember this clue. When the incident occurred, did you notice anything unusual about the prison?
Huh? If you don't want to fight, get out of the ring.
I was too passive. Okay, so... Answer the question. What was the situation like at the time of the incident?
Sorry, but I got no answers for you. I was asleep then. Rocky was too.
Let's try using that clue. Stop telling such an obvious lie. Didn't you admit it earlier? You were exercising.
Looks like I just ate a counter.
Your back's against the ropes and there's no way out. Just confess already.
Ugh. Hey, quiet down a bit. If outsiders like you make a racket, you'll frighten the animals again.
You've been persistent. However, I'm afraid you are about to hit the mat. You said again just now. Did something happen earlier? To frighten the animals?
Ugh. Damn it. How could I have gotten sucker punched like that? Yeah. There was this great scream back then. It startled the animals. Dang. I would never have lost in a real ring.
Checkmate.
Logic chess complete.
I believe this proves that you do know something about the case.
Damn. Okay, I'll talk.
You did it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't lose focus, Kay. The real game has just begun.
Hold it. Let's just stop for a moment. Uncle Ray's got one important thing to say. It must be fate that has brought us together again. It must be fate that has brought us together after all these years. I've received the opportunity to observe your skills carefully, and I'll be giving a detailed report to that person about how much you've grown.
Who is that person?
You didn't know? The truth is,
This doesn't concern Kay. She doesn't need to know.
whoa there, you scared me. Don't get so worked up.
You can do what you like. It doesn't matter to me.
How have you been living? How have you been leading your life ever since you were tainted by the Von Karma way? I'm sure that person would be interested. I'm sure that person would be interested. I feel that it's my duty to report it to him. I'll expose your mistakes here. I won't let you disappoint him any further.
Mr. Edgeworth? Just what are you guys talking about?
Don't concern yourself with it. Our only opponent right now is Elbert. Well then, let's hear it. What do you know about the case?
You're gonna be sorry.
Oh, okay. About the incident.
Recreation time ended about 10 a.m. I returned to this room and went straight to my training. Just as I counted to 2, I heard a voice shout out, "Arg, I've been stabbed!" It sounded like someone in pain calling out for help, but I couldn't do anything since I was locked up in my cell. So I went back to my training.
That's odd. You really weren't bothered by that shout?
Even if I was, there was nothing I could do. Look out for number 1 before you look out for others. That's the basic rule in prison. Indeed. Even if he wanted to take a look, he'd still be locked in his cell.
Is all that training equipment yours? You seem to have quite a collection.
I get them from the supplier.
Supplier?
You can get just about anything if you put in an order. It's our secret shop. Well, that's quite convenient. So if Uncle Ray wanted a cute girl,
In that case, you should order a book on how to give testimony. Because I'm going to knock you down for the count in one hit.
you're gonna KO me. Stop kidding around. Hey, don't ignore your Uncle Ray.
I've actually got an Aunt Ray, believe it or not. Recreation time ended at about 10 a.m. Oh wow, I never actually got to examine this.
You can open it from there. Hurry up and open it.
Why are you getting so excited?
What are you saying? Doesn't everyone get excited when they're opening a box?
I think that probably applies to you only. I wouldn't be so sure, Edgeworth.
These are chess pieces, right? I saw something similar in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? But the pieces here are black and white?
Those are the correct colors. My pieces were custom made.
Custom made? That sounds like treasure to me.
Her eyes are sparkling. Does she intend to steal it? Recreation time?
There are people from the outside who come here, sing and dance to entertain the people on the inside.
That's great. That does sound like fun.
And you participated in this event?
There are few opportunities to mingle with the outsiders. After recreation time ended,
So, what exactly does your training entail?
To build up stamina and rhythm, I jump rope.
What? It's such a small room? Isn't that dangerous for Mr. Bear? I mean, Rocky?
Rocky's a smart one. When he sees me grab my rope, he clings to my chest.
You're able to jump rope while holding a bear?
He's a wait I'll gladly bear. Rocky's my best partner.
He's a wait I'll gladly bear. Okay, that's brilliant. I don't even know if they did that on purpose.
So today I started my jump rope routine as usual. However, just as I'd counted it,
Could you describe that voice for me?
it was the voice of someone whose life was in peril. I could tell.
Really? That's no laughing matter. And this voice, you heard it quite clearly?
You've never heard the scream of a cornered man before? I told you the man was screaming for his life. Of course I heard it clearly.
Was that all? Did he say anything else?
That was all. He didn't say anything important after that.
That's for me to decide. I'd like to hear it if you please.
If you really want to know that badly, how about I recreate the scene for you right now?
No. Sorry, that was a stupid thing to ask. Miles, you should apologize too. This point is vital. I'd like to clarify it if possible. Come on, please bear with us for Uncle Ray's sake, okay?
Anyhow, I heard the voice, but...
There we go. Mr. Elbert, can you hear my voice clearly?
Why, you mocking me?
The victim received a fatal blow to the throat, which means he couldn't possibly have screamed.
Huh?
So, why did you hear a non-existent scream?
That's... There should have been a scream.
There should have been one?
Dang it. I had to rip that smug look off your face. Yeah, you're right. I never heard a scream. The one who heard it was the guy in the next cell.
The next cell?
The next cell?
What's up? Yeah, I heard the scream. Recreation time had just ended, and it happened after we returned to our cells. So then I tell that guy, I heard a great scream. Can you describe that scream for me? Sure, I never told that guy about the contents of the scream, though. Aye! Someone, come quickly! A man's been... something like that.
So it wasn't the victim.
But rather, it was the first person to discover the body who screamed.
I see. That solves that mystery. So there was nothing wrong with Mr. Albert's testimony.
Is that really true, or is there still a problem with Albert's testimony? Now, let's say there is a problem. No, in this case, a new problem has presented itself. Mr. Albert, why did you not hear the scream?
It's odd that he didn't hear the scream, sir. Hey you, why didn't you hear the scream, pal? Gah.
Aye!
Aye. You guys, do you suspect me? I was shut up in the stupid cell the whole time. How could I have killed someone in the workroom? That would be impossible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, none of us could have killed him. If we could have killed him, we would have already killed you guys by now.
Aye!
You guys don't think you're going to get out of this prison alive.
I nearly forgot. Despite being locked inside cages, these guys are still dangerous criminals.
Looks like we got ourselves in a pretty bad situation here.
What can I do? I can't talk to them in these circumstances. What?
Who was that?
Whoa.
Please be silent.
What? Who are you? Can't you see we're busy here?
Silence is golden. Silence is golden.
What the?
Now your hands. You shall remain silent while under the judgment of the law. You should be thankful you get to live your life without the need of money. You are to receive the blessings of the goddess of law. Guard, if you would please.
Congratulations, you get to spend the night in the disciplinary room.
Yeah? That's... no, not there. Anywhere but there.
Accept this wonderful blessing. Let your heart be reborn. Cast away your sins.
Stop it! No!
Oh, goddess of law, give this man your blessings. I thank thee. You are? My name is Justine Courtney.
Justine Courtney. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
I am privileged to be a judge, an emissary of the strength of the law.
A judge, you say? Why are you here?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I came to meet with you personally. I convey the will of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. That is my appointed task. Prosecutorial Investigation Committee? What's that? Do not use that name so lightly. Those are the sacred words of the goddess of law.
Since little Kay doesn't know, Uncle Ray will explain it for her. The PIC is an assembly comprised of 11 members. Their job is to check if prosecutors are doing their jobs properly.
If I'm not mistaken, its members are elected from politicians and those of the legal profession. So I take it you are one of those members?
Indeed. I am thankful they judged me worthy of such a task.
I, too, am thankful that I was able to meet you here. How about a hug of thankfulness?
Great.
The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee also shares deep ties with the Bar Association.
Hey, I was just kidding. No need to make such a scary face.
So your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them? Well said. May you be blessed by the goddess of law. Our job is to remove problematic prosecutors from their cases. And so those people not fit to be prosecutors will be stripped of their prosecutor's badge.
What business does this whatchamacallit committee have with Mr. Edgeworth, pal? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, wow, you're thick. Seriously, how thick-headed can you be?
And just who do you think you are, pal?
Me, I'm a prosecutor. Sebastian de Best is my name.
Sebastian That's brilliant.
Haven't you heard of me? At the prosecutor's office, everyone calls me the best. Ah, I'm so beloved there.
I've never heard of you.
Hey, you, Mr. Flatfoot, you've heard of me, right?
This is the first time, pal.
Oh well, it can't be helped.
Okay, I think that's 4.
There's no way someone who's so thick on the intake could have good ears.
Don't you mean slow on the intake? Don't you mean slow on the uptake?
I suppose it's only natural as Sebastian only became a prosecutor last month.
He's just a rookie prosecutor?
Right, the best rookie prosecutor in the office. Oh, so he plans to be. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you've made. What do you mean?
The PIC intends to have me replaced. That much is clear. Mr. DeBest, I know what you're trying to say. However, I have not been informed of this. Your Honor, I would like an explanation.
Very well. This judgment has been passed under the name of the Goddess of Law, the incident at the President's welcoming event, and the murder of Horace Knightley. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case, and Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all.
Whoa! What? You can't just take him off the case like that, pal!
Your Honor, I thought I asked for an explanation.
The judgment is guilty. The Goddess of Law's verdict is absolute.
I have done nothing to warrant being taken off this case.
You don't remember? Very well. In that case, I shall remind you of your past crimes. You boarded the President's plane, which was protected by extraterritorial rights. And then, of all things, you ordered a search of the President's personnel. A single mistake could have sparked an international incident.
Whoa!
You crossed the line as a prosecutor. You've gravely overstepped your authority.
I'll admit my actions may have gone against the rules. However, if I had not taken that risk, I'm certain the truth would have never been found. Would never have been found. I have never considered my actions as a mistake.
So you're saying that as long as the ends justify the means, it's all right to ignore the rules. That is an extremely dangerous way of thinking. No one is above the rules. That is the spirit of law.
I'm sorry, but I cannot accept your way of thinking.
I see. That's a shame. Even so, the gavel must slam down at the conclusion of a trial. Even if you, or the defense attorney, or the suspect do not consent to the verdict, all you can do is accept the blessings of the Goddess of Law. Or will you fight it and risk losing your badge?
She means to take my badge if I don't obey.
Aw, that's too bad.
It seems you understand. Now then, gods, please proceed.
Hold it right there!
Hey, what are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be on our side? You should listen to the new prosecutor in charge.
I don't want to work for you, pal.
But isn't that the job of a flatfoot? We're at an overwhelming disadvantage here. It's useless to resist any longer. Detective Gumshoe, you are now under Mr. DeBest's authority.
But that's...
Your Honor,
Yes, what is it?
this does not mean I've accepted your decision. We will meet again.
Certainly. I look forward to that day.
Let's go, okay?
Yeah.
Wait, don't forget. I'll be reporting today's events to that person.
To be continued. Wow, okay, that was a pretty cool first part. Okay, so here's something to keep in mind for this. I'm only going to be stopping at these checkpoints. March 28th, 9:45 a.m., High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202.
Mr. Edgeworth, just what happened yesterday? Those two people, their attitude was just unforgivable. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you made. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case, and Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all.
Judge Courtney and Mr. DeBest, they were certainly ruthless, but what I'm more concerned about is... just what is the PIC thinking? I'm worried about what they will do from here on. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening.
You're not going to give up on this case, are you?
No, I don't plan on backing down. Not with the current situation as it is. If I were to silently stand by, that would only validate their claims. But I no longer have investigation rights. What should I do? What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
But bad news, sir. I heard something down at the precinct. It sounds like they've already arrested a suspect in yesterday's case.
What? Who is it?
I don't know yet, sir, but if we go down to the detention center, we can ask.
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
Even if I can't investigate, meeting with the suspect should not be an issue. Alright, we're heading over to the detention center now.
I'll also head over on the double, sir.
Detective, won't that interfere with your job?
I gotta investigate the scene of the crime anyway, so it should be okay, sir.
Alright, we'll meet up with you there.
Roger, sir.
Let's go, Kay.
Okay.
March 28th, 10:23 a.m. Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
He's not coming, is he?
He is not.
It's happening all over again.
Don't joke about that. No way, I mean it. It's not happening.
Yes, it's happening all right. There's just someone here to talk to you.
That sounds like a pretty screechy voice, huh? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Don't be so stubborn!
But aren't prosecutors like crazy scary or something? Always giving you a death glare?
Pardon me, but would you happen to be the suspect?
I knew it!
Okay, why does this man seem so distraught?
Well, because you're, you.
That doesn't help me at all.
Hello, Mr. Suspect. Would you mind talking to us for a little bit? Who are you? I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Well, it's just a part-time job. I'm just taking a vacation from my real job.
I don't remember hiring you.
This is Mr. Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor, but he's not as scary as he looks, so it's okay.
How rude.
Really? Really?
Really?
Eek! Like zoinks!
God.
Anyway, can you tell us your name, Mr. Suspect?
Yeah, I'm Simon Keys. Dude.
Nice to meet you, Simon. You can just call me Kay. Kay?
I am Miles Edgeworth, a prosecutor. I'd appreciate a word with you.
Please, it's for your own good, Simon.
Really? Like zoinks! Finally, it looks like we'll be able to get something out of him thanks to Kay. First, I'd like you to tell me a little about yourself.
No way! Not that! I couldn't do that! Impossible! I'm not worthy! There's nothing interesting about me!
Your occupation?
No way! Not that! It's no big deal, honest! Yeah, I'm just a regular employee!
Good grief. About the victim Knightley. I don't think he's going to talk to me about this. Kay?
Simon, did you know Mr. Knightley from somewhere?
Knightley?
Yeah, I did. He was a friend.
A friend? So did he know that Knightley was arrested?
Did you know that Mr. Knightley was arrested?
Yeah, I came here to meet him. So he visited the detention center too. When was that?
When did you visit him here?
It was 2 days ago, in the afternoon. I received a call from the police, so I came over right away. From the police?
Why did you get a call from the police?
It was a request from Knightley. He had a message for me.
A message?
Yeah. He wanted me to bring him his pocket-sized chessboard. So I retrieved it from his house and came here to give it to him. Did he say chessboard?
Did you say chessboard?
Is Kay stealing my thoughts?
No, Mr. Edgeworth. It's just written on your face.
Ugh.
I was just guessing from your facial expressions. See, I can be a useful assistant, right?
So, do you know what we need to do next?
You bet. We gotta show that to Simon, right?
Correct. Let's present it and see how he reacts.
Do you recognize this chessboard?
That's Knightley's. Just as I thought. Chessboard data updated in my organizer.
This was found near Mr. Knightley's corpse.
He always carried a chessboard with him, dudes. It's just like him to have one until his last breath.
It sounds like you two were really close, Simon.
Yeah, we were best friends. At least I thought we were. Maybe I was wrong.
Huh?
Because I never imagined he would murder someone. Having someone close to you turn out to be a murderer, reality can be so cruel. It's not something most people can easily accept. And I never imagined we would part ways like this, man.
Mr. Edgeworth, something's definitely strange here. There's no way Simon could have killed Mr. Knightley.
Indeed, I certainly can't see a motive at all. However, the fact remains that he was the one who was arrested on that charge. Just what was the justification for doing so? So, why were you arrested? Zoinks! I guess he still won't respond to me. Well, I don't know.
Looks like he's finally warming up to you.
Whew, well, that's a great help. This morning, a police officer barged into my house. Before I knew it, he brought me here. Was there a prosecutor accompanying him at the time? I remember a prosecutor named Best or something was there, too. So it was that rookie prosecutor.
Then, I guess the police haven't dragged you into questioning yet, huh?
Are the police going to interrogate me?
Yep, that's right. Because you're the suspect.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Aren't detectives like crazy abusive or something? Always bossing you around with their big bodies?
Detective Gumshoe is on the scene.
I knew it! Please don't beat me with your thick arms. I can't take it anymore. Someone call the police.
He's just like,
What's gotten into him, sir?
well, it's because you're you, detective. Okay, that's great. That was a great callback.
Huh? I don't get it, sir.
I know Simon has to be innocent, Mr. Edgeworth. Can't we do something?
Simon Keyes.
Yes?
You are Mr. Knightley's best friend. You only just met with him 2 days ago. You say you didn't kill him. Are you certain about this?
Yes, I am. I wouldn't harm a fly.
I see. That's enough for me. I shall offer my assistance in proving your innocence.
What's the point in helping little old me?
It's not just for you. In this case, I have a personal stake in it as well.
That's right. We gotta get back at those two from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm fired up, sir.
But I don't have any investigation rights at the moment. Since I won't be able to obtain information myself, your role is most vital. I'm sure we can rely on you to fill in any holes in the information we have. Help us help you. That's all I ask.
Ah, I just had an idea. Why don't you just borrow a defense attorney's badge, sir?
Come on, there's no way Mr. Edgeworth could do that. This isn't the time to be joking around.
But I wasn't joking. Helping the suspect is a defense attorney's job, pal.
Jeez, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter what Mr. Edgeworth's job is. All we gotta do is find the real murderer. So let's get moving.
Okay, pal.
Oh, God. I'm sure you understand, but if the investigation results prove that you are the murderer, no hard feelings, but I will show no mercy. But you don't need to be scared. I believe in your story, at least for now. All you need to do is believe in us and wait patiently. There's nothing to fear. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off.
March 28th, 11:22 a.m. Detention Center, hallway.
So, we're all fired up and ready to go. But we still can't enter the part of the prison where the murder occurred.
If you can't investigate, the only thing you can do now is defend him in court, sir.
But how are we supposed to do that? We can't.
Huh? Huh? If it isn't Prosecutor Edgeworth and his merry gang, what are you guys doing here? Did you come here to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, pal? What are you talking about, big guy? Uncle Ray's just here to do his job.
Your job? Oh yeah, you're a defense attorney, right?
Okay, you're as beautiful as ever. As beautiful as ever, I love it. Beautiful. I might not look it, but your Uncle Ray's a hotshot defense attorney. I'm here to meet with a new client today. What was his name again? Shy Monkeys or something?
What? You mean Simon Keys?
That's it, Kay. Looks like you know the deal.
Mr. Edgeworth, he's the defense attorney.
I thought as much. Guess we have no choice but to resort to that method. In the past, whenever I had to investigate cases I was not placed in charge of, I was able to gain access by becoming a subordinate to whomever was in charge. Not my preferred option, but it's the only one I have now. Mr. Shields, if I may ask...
Hold it! By the way, I don't take on sidekicks. I refuse to take on male assistants who lack charm. Especially someone who was like a son to Von Karma.
Mr. Shields, as I thought, he won't forgive me so easily. Mr. Shields, I understand that you cannot forgive me for what I've done. I'm also fully aware of your hatred towards those involved with Von Karma. I don't know if you'll believe me, but I am no longer the same as I was back then. Back when I idolized Von Karma.
Yeah, pal, Mr. Edgeworth is a changed man. Sure, he may have been a cruel and human prosecutor in the past, but now he's completely different, pal.
When you put it that bluntly, it kind of hurts.
That's right. Mr. Edgeworth's not a bad guy anymore. I wouldn't even call him a prosecutor. He's more like, a hero, yeah. He even helped me out in that big case last month.
A hero? That's some pretty big talk there, Missy.
He's a magnificent hero. Although he'd be no match for a great thief like me.
Mr. Shields, don't the actions of the PIC appear strange to you? I believe there may be something else hidden behind this case. I can't afford to quit at this juncture. Please let me help you with the investigation. I am begging you.
I never expected you to grovel like this. It sure looks like you've changed all right. And I'm kind of interested in the cause of all this.
You're interested in what changed me? If I had to say, it would probably be the courtroom itself. All the experiences I've had and all the people I've met inside the courtroom. And perhaps reuniting with my old friends.
I never expected you, of all people, to change. Who would have thought that you'd lay open your heart like that? I'm sure that man would be surprised as well. Yes, I can't turn you away. It may be long overdue, but allow me to properly reintroduce myself. If you would be so kind as to read this. Edgeworth Law Office is Raymond Shields' head attorney.
Edgeworth?
Mr. Shields was an assistant to my deceased father, Gregory Edgeworth.
Really? Your father was a defense attorney? So that means that man Mr. Shields talked about is...
Correct, my cute little K. Prosecutor Edgeworth's old man. I never changed the name of the firm. It's my way of showing my appreciation for his help. Prosecutor Edgeworth. No, wait, Miles. Uncle Ray doesn't fully trust you just yet. It may have been temporary, but the fact remains, you were once a disciple of Von Karma. You say that you've changed, but you'll need to prove it to me with your actions. Even your old man would have wanted it this way.
Yes, I understand.
Alright, I'm getting tired of all this stuffy talk, so let's give it a rest and move on. For now, I'll make you my temporary assistant. How does that sound?
I'm sorry to trouble you.
But this outcome is kind of moving, yeah? The prodigal son returning to work in his late father's law firm.
What about me? What about me?
Of course you can help too, Kay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Shields. I mean, boss.
Now then, let's get right to work. Let's see. First off, what do you think we should do, Miles?
That's right. I had some unfinished business yesterday.
So it wasn't the victim.
But rather, it was the first person to discover the body who screamed. Why don't we find them and listen to what they have to say?
Yeah, that's it. Uncle Ray thinks so too.
Upbeat as always.
Okay, with that decided, let's hurry up and grill him.
Sir, what am I supposed to do? Detectives can't help defense attorneys.
I can't just leave him be. Detective, I will give you a special assignment. I want you to assist Mr. DeBest in his investigation and follow his orders. And then if you discover anything useful, I want you to share it with us. Detective, this is a job that only you can do. Can we count on you?
Yes, sir. Leave it to me. I'm really good at leaking investigation reports to defense attorneys.
Yes! Normally, that would be a problem for me, but it may come in handy this time.
God, that was great. I'm great at leaking investigation reports to defense attorneys. Alright, let's get moving, shall we? Time to go to jail.
Eat free, live free in prison. March 28th, 11:50 a.m., prison hallway. Oh look, a pony.
Now then, where's the person who first discovered the body?
For now, all we can do is ask around.
Hold it right there.
Hold it right there. Who is this woman? Excuse me, but... Oh, you are simply irresistible.
Huh? Do you mean me?
Very nice indeed. What an elegant mustache.
It's a pleasure to meet you, mademoiselle. Defense Attorney Ray Shields at your service. How about we exchange greetings with a hug?
Oh, but of course.
The fox is hugging...
Uncle Ray's lips.
A proper greeting should begin with a hug and a kiss. It's almost like it was stolen from him.
Yes, a remarkable feat of quickness that would put the great thief to shame.
I feel that close connection is very important. This goes for my family here in my home as well.
Quite a splendid way of thinking there.
I am the warden, Patricia Rowland.
Patricia Rowland, huh? Okay. Oh, they're using the same pun as... Okay. Patricia and Rolly. Okay, that's cute. All right. I mean, technically they did it first, so that's okay.
But please, just call me Patty. But please, just call me Patty.
The warden? So she's in charge of the prison and detention center? Nice to meet you. I am Miles Edgeworth. I'm Mr. Shields' assistant. Pardon me for asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday?
But of course. Yesterday was a day that I wouldn't have missed for the world.
Wouldn't have missed for the world? Did you have some kind of important meeting?
Oh, heavens, no. I despise meetings. It was the animal show, of course. A wonderful spectacle featuring animals dancing and flying through the air. I always see it along with everyone else in our home. We're one big happy family. We built a special stage in the courtyard just for this performance.
A performance for the prisoners' enjoyment? Yesterday, Elbert mentioned some kind of recreation. I suppose the animal show was what he was referring to. When did the show take place?
It started at 8 a.m. and ended up around 10 a.m.
That's exactly when the body was discovered. So whoever saw the show would probably have an alibi.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. I have business to attend to. Please take your time and have a look around our home.
I like her fur. I like that she has a living fox as a boa.
So, where should we start, Mr. Edgeworth?
There was a prisoner who heard the scream from the person who first discovered the body. Let's start by talking with him. Okay, so it was this. Oh, hey, big. Oink, oink, oink. It's a pot-bellied pig. Let's hope it doesn't become dinner.
How nice! It's like a zoo!
Although it's the humans who are treated like animals in here.
Do you think they'd find out if I took one home with me?
I think that if you did that, you'd be the one behind bars. Where's the person who first discovered the body right now?
Around this time, I think he should be in the workroom in the back.
The workroom. I should go take a look. I want to talk to the rest of these animals. Oh yeah, that's right. Albert's in solitary confinement, does he? Okay, can't do that. Pony! They even have a pony. Little kids could ride it.
How nice! It's like a zoo!
Although it's the humans that were treated like animals in here. I think they'd find out if I... Okay, yeah, so... Pony. It's a pony. Monkey.
There's a monkey on that hill, Mr. Edgeworth!
Hardly an appropriate spectacle for a prison.
When you say stuff like this, you can really feel the tension rise.
I hope you're not expecting me to agree with you. Also, Kay, just so we're clear, I don't want to see you climbing that hill.
But someone's gotta show that monkey who's boss.
Don't provoke the monkey. Bunny. What's a rabbit doing here? I almost stepped on it.
How nice! It's like a zoo.
Although, yeah, okay. Kitty. Hey, you there. I'd like to ask you some questions.
So cute. Meow. He really is. Meow.
Hey, you.
Meow.
He finally noticed me. By the way,
What's this cat's name? Meow.
his name is Nermal. Meow. That's enough. Carry on with your duties. What we have here is a failure to communicate. They named it Nermal. I love that. Okay, so let's see. You can see the crime scene from these small windows.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just go peeping in like that. You need to be more sneaky and check your surroundings.
Why must I behave like a common criminal?
Eh? I thought you wanted me to teach you my special steal a glance technique.
I don't need your techniques.
Hello? Is this occupied?
Okay, that's not a restroom. Hey, guard, do you have a minute?
Sir, what is it?
Is anyone using that workroom right now? Presently, there is one prisoner working inside. I'm positive he's been in there since the noon roll call.
We would like to ask the prisoner a few questions, if that is acceptable.
Yes, sir, I will bring him out, so please wait a moment.
Why did the guards forget that he used to be a prosecutor and that he got, like, kicked out?
I'll leave this to you, Miles.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know what kind of scary guy will come out of that room.
Mr. Shields, you're a scaredy cat? Even though you're an adult?
Same to you, Kay.
Here he comes.
Oh my god, yes! It's Frank Sahwit! It's Frank Sahwit! Holy shit, he's back!
Oh, good day to you, sirs. Are you the ones who requested my presence? He doesn't seem like a dangerous criminal. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor.
A prosecutor, is that right?
Hold it. I'm Rafe Shields, a defense attorney.
Mr. Shields, his demeanor completely changed once he saw who we were dealing with.
Sorry about that. My assistant says strange things sometimes. He's not a prosecutor, just my assistant. Hey, get your act together, Miles.
I guess I messed up. I forgot about my new job.
No wonder I thought you were different from the prosecutor who visited me yesterday.
It looks like he's already spoken to DeBess. May we ask you a few questions?
Oh yes, of course you may. My name is Frank Sahwit.
Okay, go for it, Miles.
I guess I'll be asking the questions after all. Mr. Sahwit, you are aware of the murder that occurred here yesterday, correct? Where were you when the body was discovered?
I was in this room where I'd been working.
What kind of work?
Well, my goal is to become a pet groomer. An animal beautician, so to speak. Oh yes, I was inside cultivating my skills.
In any other prison, such training would be unheard of.
That was all. Honestly, I did not see a thing.
Why did he say that? I haven't even asked him anything yet.
Which is why I said to say I won't be of any help to you.
Mr. Sahwit, I haven't asked you anything yet.
No, wait, that's... Even if I were to ask, I would not... Even if you were to ask, I would not...
You know something, don't you?
That's...
It seems he is indeed hiding something. Let's try to press it out of him. Ah, it's logic test time, baby. First, let us assess the layout of the board. My opponent's condition is...
I'm afraid I didn't see a thing, so I won't be of any help to you.
This man's expressions do not change much. It's a true poker face. It may be difficult to read his emotions from his body language. Perhaps I should focus on how he phrases his words. It may reveal what's on his mind. Now, for the opening move, I'll start by asking about who this man is. Even if he hides his emotions, if I push the right buttons, I'm sure I'll cause a change.
Begin logic chess.
Are you involved with this case?
Are you referring to the murder that occurred inside this prison? I had nothing to do with it at all.
Is that true?
I would never dream of being involved in a murder plot. How should I put it? I'm an upright model citizen, after all.
Common sense tells me an upright model citizen would never have ended up behind bars.
Well, that is...
Tell me what you know about the incident.
I already told you I don't know a damn thing.
Oh,
I really don't know anything.
Haven't you realized it yet? I have you... Oh, whoops.
Whatever are you talking about? I really have no time to waste.
That was a waste of remark. Even if he hides his emotions, if I push the right buttons, I'm sure to cause a change. Okay, so we just gotta skip through this again.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that outburst, but I will be of no assistance.
Pardon my rudeness. It's just that the murder occurred in this rather confined prison. It seems unnatural that you do not know anything about it.
Oh? Unnatural? Is that so? If you're looking for the person who discovered the body, you should try someone else.
Here we go. How did you know we were looking for the person who discovered the body? I don't recall saying a word about that. Are you sure you don't know anything?
Ah! No! It was merely a hunch I had. I am but a humble pet groomer in training. I honestly have no recollection of the murder.
I am positive that this man is hiding something. For my next move, I'll ask him about his movements on the day of the murder. This man has suppressed his emotions. I will expose his true nature hidden beneath that suspicious smile. Let's talk about what happened on the day of the murder. If you truly had nothing to do with it, there shouldn't be a problem, correct?
Oh, well... on the day of the murder, there was a lot going on.
What was the state of the prison at the time?
I don't remember it too well. My memory's rather poor.
I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. Tell me what you were doing on that day.
As I mentioned earlier, I was cultivating my skills as a groomer in training. I was trimming the coats of the animals at the time.
Didn't the murder cause a panic? I imagine the entire prison must have been in an uproar.
Well, but there was no panic. I could have even hear someone's voice.
Someone's voice, and judging from the circumstances, I suppose it was a scream that you heard? So you do have a recollection of the murder. You kept insisting that you knew absolutely nothing about the murder. But you do not give credence to your claims.
Well, I thought I heard someone's voice, but in any case, I don't remember it very well.
That scream at the time of the murder, it might be a clue. I'd better keep that in mind. What was the state of the prison at the time?
I don't remember it too well. My memory is rather poor.
Let's try using that clue. Here we go. You don't remember? Ridiculous. Didn't you say earlier that you heard a scream?
That wasn't... I could very well be mistaken. At any rate, I honestly do not remember.
You still do not remember? Enough with your lies.
I ain't lying, you. I mean, I'm telling the truth. In any case, I was absorbed in grooming the animals.
By the way, how skilled would you say you are in animal grooming?
My technique with the scissors still needs some work. But I'm very confident in my handling of the animals. When the animals became frightened, I calmed them with my gentle hands.
Frightened? Why would the animals have become frightened? I don't think that's a common occurrence.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Perhaps the reason they were frightened was because of someone's scream? Why aren't you trying so hard to hide the fact that there was a scream? Why are you trying so hard to hide the fact that there was a scream? Are you concealing some vital information from me?
I am doing nothing of the sort. It's true that I heard some sort of scream, but I'm not trying to hide it.
He's starting to show his true colors. I should be more aggressive with my next move. I'll ask him about the scream. It's time to give him a taste of the futility of keeping a secret from me. When did you hear the scream?
That's it! I just remembered. At the time of the murder, there was an event going on. It was the animal show. I had gone there to see it.
So you're saying that since you were watching the show, you did not hear the scream? That's completely different from everything you've said up until now.
Shut up! So what if it is? I mean, my memory is just so hazy. The animal show was very enjoyable.
What kind of animals performed in the show?
Well, I believe I saw a whale.
You didn't see the show, did you? You liar! You didn't see the animal show at all!
Well, that is... I sort of saw it, and I sort of didn't.
He didn't see the show. This could be a clue. Do you know who the scream belonged to?
Well, I was mistaken. When the incident occurred, I just happened to be in the courtyard. That's why I did not hear the scream.
Let's try using that clue. Just how deep are you going to dig your pit of lies? It's obvious that you did not see the animal show. There's no way out of this. Tell me what really happened. Confess everything you know about the scream.
I cannot answer what I cannot answer. I didn't hear the scream from the person who discovered the body.
That's strange. Normally, if you hear a scream during a murder, it's usually from the victim. Why would you think the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
Oh! My mistake!
How? How did you know the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
Well, that's because...
You're the one who found the body. Oh, here we go. Allow me to answer for you. That is because you're the one who discovered the body, and the scream that was heard when the murder occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you when you discovered the body.
Ah! Just who do you think you are? It is just as you say, but what gives you the right to do this?
Checkmate. It's now clear who discovered the body. You have no more reason to withhold your testimony, correct?
Very well, I'll tell you.
But I don't doubt my testimony is worth hearing.
Whether or not it is worth hearing is for me to decide. I will expose the truth with my own hands. That is my sole duty.
Hold it!
Hold it. I think you're a little off there, Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean?
We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simon. Isn't our goal to help out our clients? I mean, you're not a prosecutor right now. You're a defense attorney's assistant.
Well said there, Kay. She's right on the money, Miles. The official task of the Edgeworth Law Offices is to defend our clients. Your old man who founded the firm truly valued the bonds he had with his clients. So, if you're not willing to do the same, maybe you aren't cut out for this job. I don't want to fire you on the spot either, so have a heart, okay?
The heart of a defense attorney. In any case, it's important that we hear the testimony of the person who discovered the body. Start talking, Mr. Sahwit. Tell me what happened when you found the body. I'm all out of cough drops. I hope Jailbird doesn't come. I hope J.L. Bird doesn't come back.
I was in the workshop over there practicing my skills. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom and went up to the door. I peeked in through the small window on the door. Then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. I quailed in fear and found myself letting out a scream.
If I may confirm one thing. You were in the room right next to the one where the dead body was found?
Within this prison, we call it Workroom B.
And you were in there the whole time on the day of the murder?
Yes. After the 7 a.m. roll call, I remained inside the whole time. In this prison, we have roll call 3 times a day. At 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m.
And they check the workrooms during those times too?
Exactly.
I see. So during the 7 a.m. roll call, there was nothing amiss. And Knightley's body was not in the workroom yet. Prison roll call notes jotted down in my organizer.
So, it sounds like the murder occurred after 7 a.m., huh?
And that's right when the animal show started. Correct. The other prisoners went to see the animal show.
Meaning anyone who did not see the show does not have an alibi. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Sahwit?
Yes, that is certainly true. However, I merely discovered the body.
His testimony has a clear contradiction. I should press him about that first.
Hold it!
You were curious about the adjacent room?
Precisely. I felt the need to look inside.
Why did you feel that way?
Even if you ask me why, I just did it on a whim.
So you weren't concentrating on your training?
No, nothing of the sort, for I am a model prisoner. It's just that the other prisoners had left to see the animal show, which is why I was feeling somewhat lonely. Yeah, that's like being stuck in a classroom after school's let out. Yes, that's right. And since I couldn't enter the other workroom...
The small window, so you couldn't get a clear look? can see there's a grill covering the window. It does not offer a wide view at all.
Normally, the guards use it to check inside the rooms, right?
Precisely! You seem to be well versed on this matter.
Well, I happen to know a thing or two about prisons, you know.
What does she mean by that? I'll have to find out the details later.
In any case, I peeked into the room from the window. And I saw him lying there. A man not moving. Dead.
You knew it was a man right away?
It was clear, judging from his physique and clothing. Even the fact that he was dead was plain as day.
You could tell he was dead through that tiny window?
Well, it's not the first time I've seen a dead body.
What? So you mean the reason you're in here is because...
I'm ashamed to admit it, but it is as you say. However, this was my first time seeing a body that someone else had killed.
Do you remember what the scream sounded like?
Well, all I can say is that I shrieked at the top of my lungs.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you get scared.
Yes, it is just as you say. In any case, I let out a scream.
He's pretending to be an innocent bystander, but parts of his testimony are odd, considering his situation and the place he's in. The contradiction should be quite obvious. I'll show him the evidence that proves it. Alright, I'll check this one out. By practicing, you mean, of course...
Yes, my grooming training, for I am a model prisoner.
I somehow doubt that. Wow. There we go. I had a feeling. Oh, God. Mr. Sahwit, please stop telling such feeble lies. You don't seem to understand your position.
My position? I used to be a newspaper salesman, but then I took up the pet grooming training.
What about that bracelet on your wrist? It proves that you are unmistakably a prisoner. And as long as you wear that bracelet, you should not be able to move around as you please. As soon as you went through the door, the sensor would have sounded the alarm.
Oh, that is...
Peeking into the adjacent room is impossible when you couldn't even leave the one you were in.
Ha! Hoo-wee! Nice one, Miles. That was a real humdinger.
Whoa, did I actually guess that they wrote him as a southerner?
But does that mean Mr. Sahwit didn't see the body?
I'm not sure. Perhaps we should let the man himself explain it to us.
Huh? Well, you see, that is, well... Forgive me, it appears my previous explanation was lacking. I shall clearly explain how I was able to see the body.
Very well. Let us hear your revised testimony. It's cool that so many old characters have come back in this.
There is a rather well-known technique among the prisoners here. If the hand within the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream.
So that means... He kept his arm inside workroom B while he peeked into the adjacent room.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this to anyone, especially the guards, okay?
Was that what he was trying to hide earlier? I should try asking him for more details about a few other things as well. Tell me more about this technique.
Certainly. Here's how it works. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm.
All you gain by doing that is a small degree of freedom.
Naturally, but it is all that we have left to enjoy.
I'm shocked that you enjoy such a thing. Have you truly reflected on what you've done?
But of course, for I am a model prisoner.
Your definition of model is highly suspicious. Regardless, was that the technique you used?
Yes, that is correct. I made sure no guards were around to see when I did it.
Why would you do something so troublesome and potentially dangerous?
I heard a noise coming from the adjacent room. It seemed odd to me, as there should not have been anyone inside.
So, you peeked inside the adjacent workroom as soon as you heard the noise?
Yes, of course. I peeked in as soon as I could.
I see. Is there a problem with that statement? There is a problem. So, you looked in the adjacent room immediately after you heard the noise. If that was true, then you should have seen more than just a dead body. You should have seen the person who made the noise.
That is, well...
He looks really shaken.
Mr. Sod, answer me. What did you really see? If you intend to remain silent, I will have no choice but to assume that you were complicit to the murder.
Oh, please forgive me. It's just that I couldn't even believe what I saw myself. It may have been just a dream. I hesitate to even recall it.
Tell me what happened.
Very well, I will be frank with you. I saw a dog. It was a nightmarish scene. A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim.
What? What did you say?
It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
That's some grade A trauma right there. I was chilled to my very core and let out a shriek.
A man-eating dog inside of a prison? Black dog data jotted down in my organizer.
That was everything I saw. Do you believe me now?
Yes, I do. I doubt one would be able to lie about something like that. Would you add that to your testimony?
Certainly.
Do you remember what this man looked like in detail?
But of course, I am certain. He had blonde hair, and his throat was covered in blood.
Do you take me for a fool? That should be obvious.
I am merely telling you everything as I saw it, just to be clear. Don't defense attorneys love nitpicking over every little detail?
I detect a tinge of spite there. Perhaps he had an unpleasant experience with a defense attorney in the past. Oh, you have no idea, pal.
And to my horror, there was a black dog biting his neck.
A black dog was biting the victim's neck?
Yes, blood came pouring out, and as a result, the dog's mouth became stained with it.
Ah, stop. You don't need to get that detailed. At that time, was the victim...
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why'd you ask him that?
Kay, why'd you hit Uncle Ray? The man did not even flinch.
He must have been dead already.
But the blood continued to gush from his neck. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch. Hey, way too much detail. Are you doing this on purpose? Certainly not. I'm just trying to give an accurate testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, shall I add that statement to my testimony?
If you would.
It was terrifying. A truly terrifying sight.
Well, let's press then. That was a very vivid testimony.
That is because I witnessed it up close, relatively speaking. I could feel the anguish he suffered in his death.
Mr. Edgeworth, I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Really? How terrible.
Oh, come on! It's all because of you that my mind is filled with scary thoughts.
I may even have nightmares myself. Even now I can still remember everything clearly. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered with no purpose but to catch my eye.
Wait. Hold the phone here. We didn't mention the ring. A ring with a snowflake insignia?
Yes, that is correct. It was clearly engraved on the surface.
I see. Your testimony is very accurate, but it's a little too accurate if you ask me.
And what's wrong with being accurate?
You state that you saw a ring with a snowflake insignia engraved into it, and it is true that the victim was wearing such a ring.
See? Was I not correct?
That is not the issue I have with your testimony. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, the right hand is covered by a sheet. It should not have been possible for you to see that engraving on the ring, unless you had approached the body and lifted up the sheet yourself. You said you only looked into the workroom through the door, and yet you gave such a detailed account of what you saw.
Who do you think you are? Acting all high and mighty. I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. Oh, the victim must have moved his arm after I saw it.
I don't think so. You said as much earlier.
The man did not even flinch.
He must have been dead already. The victim was already dead. How would he have been able to move his arm?
This guy's looking pretty suspicious now, yeah?
Frank saw it. What are you hiding, you scoundrel?
Oh, no, I ain't. I am not. That is, you're wrong. I know what I saw.
I did it again. Oh, he did it to Edgeworth this time.
Shut up already. Stop making a fuss about every little thing I say. You're just a defense attorney's assistant.
He has finally shown his true self.
Whoa, I guess the cat's out of the bag. A black hairy one at that. Just went flying. I'm just your friendly neighborhood witness.
Are you really just a witness? I would say that you are rather suspicious.
What was that?
You saw something that could have not been seen from the outside of the room. How is that possible? The logic behind it is simple. Mr. Sahwit, this is where you saw the body from. Workroom A, of course. When you discovered the body, you went inside the room where it laid. Since you saw the engraving on the ring, that is the only possibility.
Even if you say that, you ain't got no evidence, do ya? Where's the evidence that shows that I was in the room? I was grooming pets at that time, in the room adjacent to where the body was found. I even went so far as to borrow some rubber gloves. Show me the evidence that proves I was in the room where the body was found.
This one. You said it. You just said it yourself. The rubber gloves. Mr. Sahwit, what were you doing when the body was discovered?
Didn't I tell you already? I was practicing being a pet groomer.
I see. In that case, you happen to recognize this glove?
Oh, that's...
This was found near the body. It is believed to have been dropped by the culprit. By the way, I noticed that you also have a rubber glove hanging out of your apron pocket.
No, this is something else.
Looks like you're missing one of your gloves.
Hold it! You can find gloves like these anywhere in the prison. Your evidence proves nothing.
Perhaps we should hand this glove over to the police for fingerprinting. I'm certain they will find some interesting results. Oh.
Ah!
It's over.
Objection.
What the?
Pretty cool, right? My objection, boss.
Mr. Shields, could you save the jokes for later?
I'm not joking, because it's not over yet. There's still something else, something that's clearly odd. That guy's a prisoner, you know. He's got the bracelet and all.
That's right. How did he get into the other workroom? A sensor would have set off the alarm, right?
He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet.
Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense.
Defense?
That's right, Kay. It was useful evidence for Mr. Prisoner that year. He could have claimed that due to the bracelet he wasn't able to enter the room, but he didn't say a word about it. Is there any reason why you didn't? The silent treatment, eh? Well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is gold.
But wow, you really are a hotshot defense attorney, Mr. Shields.
Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me. The defense attorney's creed, yeah?
Wow, Phoenix would like to have a word with you.
So, what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelet?
The truth is, it's broken.
Broken?
Some time ago, I took a spill and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. Ever since then, it has not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me, it was so convenient I didn't want to report it.
I see. So the bracelet was broken. But did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there is a problem with the prison security. You, over there. May I have a moment?
Here, kitty kitty, you're such a cute little guy. Yes, you are. Meow.
Excuse me? Yes, what can I do for meow? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken.
What? Really? That's not good at all. We'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately.
Well, thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being. Sahwit's bracelet data jotted down in my organizer.
Yes, sir. Please take care of it. Now that the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder?
What?
What? Perish the thought. I didn't kill anyone.
But your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show?
But all I did was find the body, honest. It is true that I saw the dog biting his neck. However, I entered the workroom after the dog had left.
Why did you do that?
Well, it was just... I was curious if he had anything of value on him.
So he was planning to loot the corpse. And that's why he remembers Nightly's ring so well.
Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm a great thief. Please don't put me on the same level as him. But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended and the other prisoners were making their way back down here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others.
That's when you dropped your rubber glove.
Rubber glove data updated in my organizer.
I guess this story holds up. What do you think, Miles?
Whether he is the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison?
You're right about that. It's a real stumper.
And there's something Mr. Sod said in his testimony that I'm very concerned about. If that dog had any part in the murder, Mr. Sod,
Yes? What is it?
were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show?
Yes, there's only one other that I know of.
And this prisoner wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask?
Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. I never expected him to be held here in this prison. Where's his cell?
Do you intend to meet him? Him? Who's him? He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment and... Oh, forgive me. I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him. Hey, cut it out already. You're giving me the creeps.
A puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life.
He is being held in the special cell. Over there, in that direction.
The special cell? It certainly seems like he received special treatment. Floor plans updated in my organizer.
Well, so just who is this him anyway?
To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he is the oldest prisoner here. My deepest apologies, but I can't say any more. He is truly terrifying.
Care to fill me in? It feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here.
He is someone I knew in the past. Let's head for the special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well. Oh no. No fucking way. It couldn't be.
Who would have guessed that the bracelet was broken? I thought the security here was supposed to be tight.
When I saw those animals roaming around freely, I knew that something was amiss. At the very least, as long as that person is here.
The person that the inmate mentioned? Well, let's hurry up and head to the special cell. That black dog might be there. We should proceed with caution. Hey, Miles, about your face. Could you loosen it up a bit? Since you're going to be Uncle Ray's assistant, you'll need to smile more.
Being an assistant and smiling more have nothing to do with one another.
That's not true. A smile is the first step to building trust with the client. First, show a refreshing smile to put them at ease, and then give them a wink to capture their heart. End with a hug and exchange business cards. That's how you open up the client's heart.
Let's just keep that to ourselves, please.
Well, managing the law firm was quite tough at first. It was difficult inheriting the business from Gregory.
Is that so? What kind of requests do you usually receive at the office?
Usually request to defend suspects in murder cases and various sorts of legal counsel. Well, our basic policy was we welcome everyone.
Did you ever have to turn down any requests?
Well, if the client wasn't cute enough.
I thought everyone was welcome.
I'm kidding, that was a joke. We accept clients of all sorts. With Greg's name on the line, I couldn't do a half-hearted job.
The Edgeworth Law Office is the law firm that my father built. I like Ray Shields' theme.
Damn! I can't believe the truth about the bracelet is out of the bag.
Seems like you still haven't realized the error of your ways.
No, sir. It's nothing at all. Why don't you hurry toward the special cell?
Let me give you some advice. It would be wise not to take any more unnecessary actions.
Yes, sir. I'll take it to heart. Tisk, as if I need to hear that from you.
It would also be wise not to say any more unnecessary words. Alright, kitty. A cat.
Aw, it's so cute, meow.
Okay, could you please talk like a normal person?
If I had this little guy with me, prison life wouldn't be so bad. No, I mustn't think like that, meow.
Right now, all she can understand is cat speak. What's a rabbit doing here? Okay, so... Alright, Potbelly Pig is here. The courtyard lies beyond these shutters, but they are locked.
Freedom is right in front of them, but the shutters are locked up. Life is so cruel. I really feel sorry for them.
Who are you feeling sorry for? I think I know who is here. March 28th, 12:41 p.m. Prison Special Cell.
Hey, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing at all.
Aren't you always talking about how the Yatagarasu is able to flap even in the darkest night?
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
But still, I can't see what I can't see. I'm still just a human. Eek!
Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, I presume?
That voice, it can only be.
It has been far too long.
So, you still remember me?
It would be impossible to forget, because it was you who did what none could do, and placed me here in the cell.
Don't tell me that the dog is talking to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is there someone else there? I can't see anything, though.
Down, boy. It is rude to frighten the visitors. Here, allow me to illuminate this dark room.
Oh. Okay, I guess it isn't who I
Such noisy visitors. From the voices and the footsteps. 2 more in the back. But it would be rude not to introduce myself. I am called Sirhan Dogan.
Sirhan Dogan? Sirhan Dogan? Sirhan Dogan. I don't get it. Sirhan Dogan. Sirhan Dogan. Sirhan Dogan.
Mr. Edgeworth and I, we are old acquaintances.
This man is a former assassin. The blind assassin, Sirhan Dogan. His weapons are sharp knives and a ferocious dog. His appearance is always accompanied by the sound of a bell. It is said that the ringing of the bell in the darkness is the last sound his victims hear.
Would you be so kind as to share the reason why you have come, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh god, I'm using Frank Sod's voice again.
That will not be necessary. You are already well aware of why we're here.
It seems we know each other quite well.
Aw. Good doggo.
We suspect your dog of committing the murder. The witness who discovered the body saw him biting it.
There must be some mistake. My boy is obedient. He would never do such a thing, right, Anubis? Good boy, good boy, good boy.
Oh, he does seem like a good boy. Anubis may be a guide dog, but you raised him to be a vicious killer. He was one of the weapons you used as an assassin.
To begin with, is the witness of a reliable sort?
It's true that Sod is also one of the suspects, and it's difficult to say if we can trust his testimony.
In any case, I think you have the wrong dog. Right, Anubis, right, boy?
I wonder if he knows who the witness is. I would like to hear your alibi from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. yesterday morning.
During the animal show? I was in my humble cell the entire time. I took up whittling recently. My focus was solely on the wooden chisel in my hands.
The prisoners have free access to chisels here? Normally, that's not allowed.
The warden is a kind soul. She's given me special permission.
Kind? Ridiculous. Even 5 metal chisels would become deadly weapons in his hands.
I started out by carving these Buddha statues, but I moved on to other shapes after the 674th.
Really? That many?
All it takes is time, which I have plenty of. Here is what I am working on now.
I did not know that you played chess.
Do you play as well, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to test your wits in a game sometime. I only started playing since my arrival here, so I'm still inexperienced.
What is this piece? It's a 3-headed dog?
Just for the fun of it, I carved this hound piece. Chess is a game of war, pawns, knights, and castles. Each side pushing their forces to the limits to take the life of the enemy's king. However, I found the absence of dogs to be strange. Hounds are an indispensable part of warfare. But it is nothing more than folly. I still play by all the normal rules of chess.
Isn't it difficult for you to find opponents here in prison?
I always play correspondence chess.
Correspondence chess? So you play chess through the mail?
Prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters, although they are subject to inspection. At the moment, I am waiting for my opponent's next move.
Handpiece data jotted down in my organizer. So he plays chess with people outside of this prison. Do you know who was murdered?
It was Horace Knightley, a most unfortunate lad.
Your ears are as sharp as ever.
They are all I can rely on.
As I thought, he has full knowledge of everything that goes on in this prison.
On second thought, he might be fortunate after all.
Fortunate? How so?
He committed a grave crime, but he was able to avoid punishment for it. An assassination attempt on the president. What a bold man.
Assassination attempt?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knightley just...
He may have killed his own superior, but he never attempted to take the president's life. Are they trying to conceal the fact that the assassination was staged by the president?
Whoa, 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 hold your horses. Knightley didn't attack the president. But Uncle Ray was requested to defend him in court on charges of attempted assassination.
You didn't know either, Uncle Ray?
I just love how she keeps calling him Uncle Ray.
So they're trying to pin the whole thing on Mr. Knightley.
Now I see why the PIC is taking action.
Ah, so that's why they removed you from the case.
That Pescia was going to indict him on charges of attempted assassination.
And in doing so, they would have twisted the truth.
I suspected it was a false charge. I heard about it from one of the guards. What about Knightley? He kept desperately insisting I didn't assassinate anyone.
But the courts are supposed to bring the truth to light.
I may not be well versed in law, but I can say one thing for certain. Some of the prisoners here were convicted on false charges. Ugh. That's the reality of it. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? Leaving the truth in the care of the court can be dangerous.
Leaving the truth in the care of the court is dangerous? Huh. There was someone who said the exact same thing before. That investigator from Interpol who doesn't trust prosecutors. Oh, hey!
You're not twisting the truth behind those closed doors, too, are you? Fueled by those ideas, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving.
I don't know what that voice was. I doubt his trust is cleared up completely.
You feel the same way, don't you, Anubis? The truth of the courts and Mr. Edgeworth's reasoning both can't be trusted, right? Ugh. It is nothing to be upset about. You're not the only one who suspects me. Yesterday, the other prosecutor and that judge came here, too. They brought the warden along. How they despise me.
Oh, it must have been those two rude people from before.
Prosecutor DeBest and Judge Courtney.
They thoroughly inspected my room, but left without finding a thing. It seems they were searching for the murder weapon. 'Tis a shame. They searched the other prisoners' cells, too, not just mine.
Oh, I just realized what his number. His number says boss. It's B055. That's cute. I like that. Ugh.
Yet they were still unable to find anything. All that hard work for naught.
Prison investigation notes jotted down in my organizer.
This is quite a problem. What should we do?
Sahwit's testimony alone won't hold up. In order to confront him, we'll need evidence.
Now, if my guest would be so kind as to leave. Right, Anubis? Show them the way out. Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
We shall meet again, Dogan.
It would be a shame for a long-awaited reunion to end so soon. I'll be waiting.
March 28th, 1:12 p.m., prison hallway. Now then, we still need to find that murder weapon.
Mr. Edgeworth!
She went all the way up there? It's fine now, Kay. Calm down from there. Where's Mr. Shields?
Beats me. He just took off running like death was after him.
Good grief, that man.
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
We'll continue investigating. First, we should start by solving that one mystery. Netley's body was found in a workroom inside the prison. However, he was supposed to be in the detention center's holding cell. How did he get to the prison under such tight security? Let's go investigate the holding cell at the detention center.
That was where Mr. Knightley was held, right? But what about Uncle Ray?
Well, let's just leave him be for now.
I thought we were supposed to be his assistants, though.
March 28th, 1:34 p.m. Detention center, hallway. The victim's cell in the detention center was this way.
Let's check it out, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, who's gonna say? Oh, this is truly just dreadful. What happened? Oh. That's the warden, Ms. Rowland. She must have come from behind that no-entry sign.
So he still won't talk? Even after all the trouble you went through to get the evidence transferred from the precinct?
That's right. I don't know how many times I've tried. I can't report back empty-handed.
That assassin sure is one tough cookie, huh?
Did he just say assassin?
Oh my.
Pardon me, but were you talking about Sirhan Dogan just now?
Oh, eavesdropping, were you? You naughty boy.
Did you question him personally, Warden Rowland?
Not just him. I try to have a heart-to-heart with all the prisoners and suspects. In my home, we're all family here.
I love the living neckerchief. I love that thing.
It's only fair I invite them to my warden's office.
The warden's office?
Oh, have you taken an interest in my room as well? It's just down this hallway, but outsiders are not allowed past this point.
Down the hallway, so around there.
It's such a lovely room. People do so enjoy being invited back there. I always show them the splendid view of my precious courtyard. The courtyard of this animal-filled prison? I'd sure love to see it.
Floor plans updated in my organizer.
I'm delighted that you want to see it. However, I cannot invite you. What? You're not a child of our home. If you want to come to my room, you'll have to be convicted first.
That's a rather high hurdle to clear.
Goodness me, look at how long we've been talking. I was just about to feed Allie her lunch.
Allie?
She is my favorite little angel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off to the courtyard. Toodaloo!
I never got a chance to ask her about Dogan. Well, let's head over to Knightley's cell.
March 28th, 1:43 p.m., detention center holding cell.
This is the victim's cell.
When did Mr. Knightley arrive here again?
It was after the president's welcoming ceremony on the night of March 25th. So when and how did he move over to the prison? There might be some evidence left that can answer that.
All right, let's get cracking, Mr. Edgeworth.
Begin investigation!
Oh, hey, look, a turlet. It's not as dirty as I thought it would be. And the toilet paper shows no signs of use. Looks like there are no problems with the toilet.
Eh? There's a huge problem.
What's the problem?
It's totally awkward having the toilet out in the open like that. They need to think more about the end user.
This facility wasn't designed with the spirit of service in mind. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
What's that?
Ah, there's something on the desk.
It seems to be some kind of memo. Let me take a closer look. Oh, he's doing, Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? This piece of evidence contradicts the crime scene.
Really? I don't see any contradictions.
Kay, as my assistant, you still lack training.
Same to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh,
Ugh, she called my bluff.
okay, so, wait a second. Next I move rook, no, pawn to g6. Wait. Okay, rook, king, pawn, 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 rook, rook, pawn, pawn. There's nothing of interest here. This is chess notation. Who's probably the victims.
What's chess notation?
It's a memo that records the positions of the pieces on a chessboard. And this is a good match. My next move would be pawn to... No, actually before that.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is no time to be playing chess.
You're right. The positions of the chess pieces recorded in this memo. I feel that I've seen something similar somewhere else. I should take a closer look at the evidence I've collected. Oh. Okay, I know what the... This chess notation. I've seen it before.
You're still thinking about chess. Focus on the investigation. Focus!
Chess is quite important to this investigation. Okay, have a look at this.
Are these the chess pieces from Dogen's cell? I don't know much about the rules of chess.
The rules of chess are not important here. Look at the positions of the chess pieces in this memo and the pieces on Dogen's cell. Do you notice anything?
I don't know anything about the different chess pieces. But if you flip the board around, the positions of the chess pieces are completely the same.
Yes, although the memo doesn't include the Cerberus chess piece. The positions of the other chess pieces are identical.
But what's going on here?
I always play correspondence chess.
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
Are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley?
With this, we now have the evidence to link Dogen to with the victim. Knightley's memo jotted down in my organizer. The heck is that thing?
Mr. Edgeworth, is this a dining menu?
You can choose your daily meals in this detention center. However, unless you have the money, you won't be able to choose what you want to eat.
In the end, the world revolves around money. Doesn't this mean that the rich won't have to reflect on their crimes?
Yes, well, those who come here haven't been declared guilty yet. There are a few good people who don't need to reflect. Probably.
It sounds like you're just making excuses for them, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why should I have to come up with excuses for the detention center? Let's see, we got prison life for dummies. Okay, this is cool.
There are a lot of books here. What's this? The Wonderful Warden of Ours? The Hound Whistler? The Animal Shack Redemption? Mr. Knightley, he was a surprisingly good person.
No, the detention center provides these books for the visitor's own edification. These books are supposed to help you grow as a human being. Prison Life for Dummies. These books were written by model prisoners and former inmates.
Here's a helpful book. The Great Escape in 80 Days, based on a true story. Oh, check this one out. Crime and Establishment. How to Make Money in Prison.
The problems with this detention center may run deeper than I thought. I won't rest until blah 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 blah. Okay, so there's his jacket. It's Horace Knightley's suit.
According to the results of my investigation,
What did you find out?
a man who looks good in a suit leaves a more favorable impression with the ladies. Ah! Next time I'll investigate men who look good in frills.
Please don't bother.
This newspaper. It's missing a few pages.
They appear to be torn out. Why would someone tear out the pages from a newspaper?
Maybe they used it to clean the cell instead of a rag.
Clean the cell? It's quite possible. Something seems off.
The floor here is clean. Was it mopped recently?
It seems strange that only the area in front of the bed has been wiped clean. Well, let's see if we can connect these. Let's see, am I wrong? Oh, hey, I'm right. The floor here is clean. It was probably wiped down with something.
Did someone spill grape juice in here?
I don't know exactly what was wiped away, but I can imagine what was used to wipe it. It's very likely it was this torn-up newspaper.
Couldn't he have just asked one of the guards if he could borrow a cleaning rag?
Perhaps it was something he didn't want the guards to see. Wiped floor data jotted down in my organizer. Okay, what? Is that a ball and chain? Oh, wait, here we go. The reflection in this mirror.
Ah, it's a security camera. A great thief's arch enemy. I guess they don't take too kindly to thieves right here.
There's no reason for a detention center to be kind to thieves. Guard? I'd like you to check the footage of the security camera. If you find any problems, report it to me at once. Understood, sir.
Investigation complete.
Bloop. So, this is what our investigation turned up. It seems we found a major connection between the victim and Dogan.
This is terrible.
What happened?
The security camera recorded something terrible.
What? Can you let me see it?
Of course, sir. I have a portable playback device right here.
Then let me see it right away. This is...
This black thing has got to be that doggy, right?
Up until this point, I had thought the murder took place inside the prison. But it appears I was mistaken. The place where Knightley was attacked was... well, in the holding cell, of course. It was the detention center. And furthermore, he was attacked by Dogan's dog. This is the decisive evidence. Security footage jotted down in my organizer. If Knightley was killed in this room, then this piece of evidence we found in the cell takes on a new meaning. Which piece of evidence takes... oh, that would be the bloodstained sheet, right? Yes, the meaning of this evidence... no.
Mr. Edgeworth? Why have you gone quiet all of a sudden?
It's nothing. I'm overthinking this. If Knightley was killed in this room, then... okay, so... for some reason, someone wiped the floor clean. Thank you for your hard work. While I have your attention, may I ask one more favor?
What would that be?
There should be a detective by the name of Dick Gumshoe in the detention center of the prison. I would like you to give him a message. Tell him to check this room for traces of blood and give the results to me.
Yes, sir.
Wipe floor data updated in my organizer.
This should corner that old coot.
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knightley and the dog moved from here to the prison.
That's true, but once we figure that out, where should we check out next, Mr. Edgeworth?
The guards here might know something about the murder. Let's see if we can learn any new details from them.
March 28th, 2:15 p.m. Detention Center, hallway.
All right, let's continue our... Ah!
Oh shit, he's back! Oh, sorry to intrude. Oh, sorry to intrude. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor and the little lady. Fancy meeting you here.
This man is Shilong Flan, an Interpol agent. About 2 weeks ago, he was in charge of investigating one of my cases. I would have thought he'd returned to his native country of Zhengfa by now. Agent Lang, what brings you here?
Just some boring work, nothing you need to know about.
On top of a black dog, we meet a black wolf. Huh? You came alone today, Agent Lang?
Usually, he'd have a huge police force with him.
Mr. Prosecutor, seems you've been busy these past few days.
These past few days, is he referring to the incident with the Zhengfa president? I would have thought you'd be involved in his security too.
Our president doesn't even trust his own country's police force. Look at the results of hiring a private security company. It's laughable.
Agent Lang doesn't trust prosecutors or the courts. That's why. He brings along a large force of capable policemen to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. Yes, if you and your subordinates had been there, the results might have been different.
My subordinates, huh? They're no longer with me.
They're not with you.
Funny, looks like I'm a real lone wolf now.
Agent Lang, just what happened exactly?
Didn't I tell you? It's nothing you need to know about. Well, be seeing you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Mr. Lang, I wonder what happened.
Yes, it troubles me too, but there's nothing we can do about it for now. Okay, let us continue with our own investigation.
Got it. First, let's ask those guards a few questions.
You there, have you seen a black dog around here?
Of course not. If I had actually seen it, I wouldn't be standing around here so carefree.
Did something happen with that doggy?
Okay, let's not press this matter any further. So Dogan's dog didn't come by the detention center.
This is a difficult case.
What's wrong? Is something troubling you?
Sir, one of my uniforms has gone missing, but I'm certain that I placed it in this locker.
Maybe the uniform grew legs and walked off somewhere.
What kind of logic is that?
In any case, I wish you the best in your search. I'll be rooting for you.
Yes, thank you for your support.
Stolen uniform data jotted down in my organizer.
Oh, there you are. Oh, there you are.
Mr. Shields, where did you go?
Where indeed? I've been searching for you guys this whole time. Walking all around the prison is hard work, you know. That's strange, seeing as you came from...
That's strange, seeing as you came from the opposite direction.
Ooh. I've got some new information. You want to hear it? Do you?
You sure changed the subject quickly.
I heard a little something from the guards. It seems Knightley caused a bit of an incident 2 days ago.
An incident?
You know how Simon said he came to visit Knightley, right? After the visit, when Knightley returned to his cell... Naturally, a guard escorted Knightley back to his cell. While the guard was unlocking his handcuffs, all of a sudden, Knightley struck the guard and knocked him out. It seems he was going to attempt a jailbreak. By the time the other guards arrived, the key to his cell had disappeared.
But there's been no reports of Knightley's jailbreak attempt 2 days ago.
Exactly. It's strange, isn't it? Right up until his death, he was still in his cell. What's more, Knightley claimed he never stole the key in the first place. In fact, they searched his cell and the key was nowhere to be found.
Did the guard who was struck have anything to say?
No one knows. He was taken to the hospital while he was still unconscious. He's still there now, it seems.
So, in the end, we still don't know what happened. Nightly cell key data jotted down in my organizer.
It's you!
That voice. It's you!
What are you still doing hanging around here?
Well, you see, this is my assistant.
Are you here to object to our investigation and make me into a laughingstock?
Sebastian, I believe obstruct is the word you're looking for. In a way, I think his expression was apt.
A pleasure meeting you again, Judge Courtney. I am.
I know. You are Simon Key's defense attorney, are you not?
Well then, let's skip the formalities and celebrate our happy reunion with a hug. Or maybe not.
Incidentally, I heard you mention an assistant a moment ago.
Yeah, we're assistants at the Edgeworth Law offices.
Prosecutors are civil servants to open a side biz. This is to portray the goddess of law. As long as profit is not our objective, there shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, that's it. Miles here is a volunteer worker. The purpose of my office isn't to make money. We're pro bono.
What a wonderful heart you have, defending others without demanding payment.
I do have an amazing charitable heart.
More importantly, I'd like you to explain your reasons for arresting Simon Keyes.
There's no need to. Is that a challenge against me?
No, I was speaking with Judge Courtney.
I guess it can't be helped. If you want to take on the best, you will fall like the rest.
I haven't said anything yet, but this is convenient. Then I will hear you out. What were your reasons for arresting Mr. Keyes? I see no need to inform you. Sebastian, let us...
Hehehe! Just watch, Justine. Watch as I run around in circles around this useless prosecutor.
I think you mean run circles around me.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Prepare yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Reasons for arrest.
So, you want to know my reasons for arresting that man? The answer is simple. Yes, we found traces of that guy over there. How's that? Perfectly simple, perfectly decisive, right? Of course, I was the first to notice it because I'm the best.
How am I supposed to go about pressing that?
How's that? Got nothing to say? Speechless in my presence?
This guy sure talks a lot. So, you're the one who arrested Mr. Keyes, I take it? Mr. DeBest, do you have the right to do such a thing?
Well, obviously, it was the police who carried out the arrest. But since it was under my direction, shouldn't it also count as my arrest?
As I expected, it'd be difficult to deal with both of them at the same time. However, her silence is troubling me. Just what is she thinking? Reasons for arrest, huh? Okay, let's see. Well, let's get one thing clear. You do know who you arrested, right?
What? Do you take me for a fool? The one I arrested was Simon Keyes, no doubt about it.
I expected he'd at least understand that much.
Obviously, we had a fatal reason for arresting Simon.
Really? That's quite a surprise. So what is this fatal reason for the arrest?
Are you attempting to lure information out of me through flattery? A good strategy, but I'm afraid it won't work on me.
We have found vital evidence implicating Simon Keyes. That's what Sebastian was trying to say.
Yes, so because of this fatal vital evidence, I had Simon arrested.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he misspeaks. That guy over there? That's certainly vague.
Well, don't they say, the best hears one thing and understands 10?
You're just being lazy. Explain it more clearly.
Sebastian, if it's all right with you, would you please explain it to them in more detail? I'm sure that everyone wants to hear what you have to say.
All right. If you insist, Justine. We discovered that. Perhaps you didn't know, but the victim carried a chessboard with him. From it, we found that
suspect guy's, I mean Simon Key's fingerprints. Well done, Sebastian. I bless you on behalf of the goddess of law. Please amend your testimony. Are you all right with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
Yes.
The victim carried a chessboard.
Okay, so wait a second. I like his theme music now that I'm actually like listening to it. Surely it wasn't you who discovered the fingerprints.
Hey, I'm just a prosecutor, aren't I? I leave that stuff to the forensics team.
These fingerprints could be a problem, but wasn't the chessboard originally? Maybe I should take another look at this evidence. Okay, well, let's see. Examine. Oh, crap. Yeah, see, this right here, like, look at this right now. This, if I just stuck with the tap screen the whole time, this would have been, like, gibberish right here. Now that I'm, like, looking at this.
These are chess pieces, right? I saw something similar in your office.
Not sure what I'm supposed to be looking for here. Oh, I just needed to present it. Okay, fair enough then. Fingerprints found on the chessboard. Is that the ace up your sleeve?
Ace in my sleeve? Oh, ace up my sleeve. Yes, the methods I use are always the best. This ace is my trump card.
God, why do I keep on using the Joker voice for everyone? Well then, allow me to show you that it is not, in fact, a trump card at all. Simon Keyes was the one who sent this chessboard to the victim in the first place, so it's only natural some of his prints would be left on it.
Ugh!
That took way too long. These fingerprints are hardly decisive evidence. Perhaps your arrest was a little too rash?
Rash?
To begin with, this incident occurred in the detention center in the prison. To suspect Simon just because he isn't a prisoner or a guard is a little unreasonable.
Ha!
What? What's with him all of a sudden?
I finally get what you're trying to say. Rash, you mean we were too quick to arrest the guy, right?
He was stuck on that?
Sure, I was the first to lay eyes on him. And I was the first to notice the evidence. That was even faster. But I am not rash. Sure, Simon Keyes isn't a guard or a prisoner, but... Sebastian?
Judge Courtney?
What are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that! Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first? The best part? Why don't you tell them about your wonderful reasoning regarding the murder weapon? Good one, Justine. A nice suggestion. Mr. Edgeworth, listen to my first-rate reasoning.
Will this reasoning explain why you arrested Mr. Keyes?
I'm sure it will meet your expectations.
Judge Courtney just changed the flow of the conversation. Just what is she planning? Murder weapon's location.
It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, the prison maintains a strict control over potentially lethal items. So that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside. Yes, it was hidden inside the chessboard. And since only the victim and the suspect's fingerprints were found on the chessboard, isn't it obvious who brought and used the murder weapon?
At least it's clearer than his last testimony.
It's the best reasoning you can get from from Prosecutor the Best. How do you like that?
Now he's mixing up the best with his own name.
But could someone really hide a weapon inside a gift sent to a prisoner? You'll find a good place if you examine the inside of the chessboard.
Inside the chessboard? Is there some place to hide a weapon? As I thought, there were only chess pieces inside.
Wow, what an annoying laugh.
Inside the chessboard, huh? Perhaps I should examine it a bit further. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so now we can examine up here. The top panel is removable.
It's quite deep.
Yes, there's more than enough room to hide a small knife.
Understand now? This is how the culprit smuggled in the... What's with the humph? I wasn't even finished.
Mr. DeBest, there is something you have forgotten. There's a gate at the entrance of the detention center.
Eh? Well, there is, but...
He means the security gates with the metal detectors, Sebastian. We had to pass through the same check when we entered the prison, remember?
Yeah, that's it. I remember now.
It looks like he completely forgot. It would be impossible to smuggle a sharp metal object into the detention center. Therefore, your reasoning never held, even from the very beginning.
That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simpler check.
So they don't use a metal detector for that?
This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless.
Chessboard data updated in my organizer. Security gate data jotted down in my organizer.
Right, Justine. Thanks for the assist.
You're welcome.
Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, your cross-examination, if you please.
Cross-examination? It's as if we were in the courtroom. Very well, his reasoning. Let's see how long it will hold up under pressure.
Okay, so... It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object.
A sharp metal object? Do you have proof of that?
Didn't you see the victim's wound, worthless prosecutor? That fatal blow was a stab to the throat.
And a knife perfectly matches up with that. There can be no other explanation.
It seems they don't know about that piece of information yet.
Wah! Nothing to say. Speechless, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Right, next. There's plenty more to my reasoning.
Even with the strict control, there were still some items that could be used, right?
Well, yeah. Things like grooming scissors.
Of course, there's more to this, right, Sebastian?
Exactly. At the time of the incident, only one was being borrowed. However, there was no reaction when we tested it for blood.
Those would be the scissors Mr. Sod was Those would be the scissors Mr. Sod was practicing with.
So, the inside of the prison was completely clear of sharp implements. So, that's why I've reasoned the murder weapon was brought in from the outside.
Can you be more specific about where it came from?
Of course I can! It didn't come from inside the prison!
Is he trying to sound smart?
Simon Keyes brought it in. That's what we meant. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you even figure that much out? I'm disappointed in you!
And you've disappointed me from the start.
So Simon brought the murder weapon? But how, you ask? Yes, it was hidden inside the chessboard.
No weapon was found at the crime scene, not even inside the chessboard. So where did the murder weapon disappear to? I'd like to hear your answer to that.
Well, after the crime, the culprit must have hidden it somewhere in the prison.
Is there a problem with the statement DeBest just made? There is a problem. Yes, there is. The murder weapon is hidden inside the prison? I don't think so. It's clear from this piece of evidence. Have you completely forgotten your own actions? You, along with Warden Roland, conducted a search of the prison. But you did not find the murder weapon, right?
Oh, he slapped himself in the face. That's... We must have overlooked something. This guy just completely contradicted himself.
You carried out such a sloppy investigation. I'm amazed that you call yourself the best.
Are you mocking me?
Oh. Sebastian? Please calm yourself. Don't get caught up in the opponent's pace.
I'm fine, Justine. Did you really think the best prosecutor would be shaken by someone miles behind him?
I wish you'd stop messing around with other people's names.
Oh, in that case, Kay Faraday is far, far ahead.
Okay, don't you get caught up in this too?
Yes, if my best investigation didn't find anything, then there must not have been a single weapon in the prison. In that case, there's only one possibility. The criminal must have taken the murder weapon with him when he left the prison. So it's only natural we didn't find it in there. Yeah.
We can get him with... There was no way the culprit could have brought the weapon out of the prison. And this piece of evidence shows why. Oh, I know exactly what I need to do here. Bazinga! Have you completely forgotten your own testimony?
You! That's twice you've insulted me!
Oh, it seems you remember what I said earlier. But you do well to remember further than that.
What is that? This guy? He really doesn't remember anything?
It seems that way. The detention center and the prison are equipped with security gates. Anyone leaving must pass through these gates. Gates equipped with metal detectors.
Ah! That's what you... Looks like he remembers now.
Yes, there's no way someone could have brought the murder weapon through those gates. And so the criminal could not have taken it out of the prison either.
Ah!
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know where this murder weapon went to? Perhaps the weapon is still inside the prison.
But we couldn't find it anywhere in the prison!
The reason you didn't find it is because you believed it to be a sharp metal object.
We saw the very moment Mr. Knightley was attacked, after all.
If you can say that much, then perhaps you can enlighten us. What would you say is the murder weapon in this case? From this piece of evidence, the murder weapon of this case becomes obvious. That would be the security footage. Here is footage from a security camera. It shows one of the cells in the detention center. See it with your own eyes.
What? It can't be!
This tape clearly shows the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. I believe this is sufficient proof, wouldn't you say? Indeed, this is vital evidence. Horace Knightley was killed in the detention center by that dog. After that, the body was moved to the prison workroom. Our witness claims to have seen a dog in the workroom when the body was found. Of course, a dog couldn't have planned this crime on its own. However, there is someone who could have. Well, that's enough. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Judge Courtney. It's true this camera footage is vital evidence. However, there is something else you must prove. Actually, you've already noticed it, haven't you? It's just as she says, there is still a huge flaw in my reasoning. If that black dog is a prisoner's pet, how was it able to move between the detention center and the prison?
Ah! What will we do, Mr. Edgeworth?
I still don't know how the dog managed to move from one place to the other.
I knew it! What? You're one to talk. You don't know either.
If you do not solve this mystery, I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic. If this was a real courtroom, I would call for a recess now. What? Wait, I'm not finished yet! Court has been adjourned. Leave at once. This isn't a courtroom. Well then, as I said, court is adjourned. I can't prove my argument, but isn't it the same case with Mr. Keyes? Whatever do you mean? Just as I don't know how the dog entered the detention center, you also don't know how Simon Keyes entered the detention center and prison. Although he came to visit the victim, he was an outsider to the prison. Don't you think it would be difficult for him to commit a crime inside the prison? Judge Courtney, now is the burden of proof lies with you. Show us evidence that Simon Keyes entered the prison. You want me to present evidence? I'm happy to oblige. What? Does she really have evidence? It's about time I told you. Now that I know the basis of your reasoning, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What is she thinking? It seems you don't even know Simon Keyes' real occupation. He is a circus performer. Circus performer? Yes, have you ever heard of the Berry Big... No! No! Not case 2-3! You monsters! No! Circus? Ah!
But of course, yesterday was a day I wouldn't have missed for the world.
Wouldn't have missed for the world? Did you have some kind of important meeting?
Oh heavens no, I despise meetings. It was the animal show, of course.
It seems you've realized. On the day of the incident, an animal show was being performed at the prison. And the show was put on by the Berry Big Circus.
So then, do you mean Simon
Keyes entered the prison as a staff member of the animal show. That we know for a fact. This woman, she's been concealing this fact the whole time. She only planned to reveal it after hearing my reasoning. Come to think of it.
Well, what are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that.
Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first? Mr. DeBest was going to say it then, but she stopped him.
Wahahaha! How do you like that, worthless prosecutor?
You didn't do anything. Well then, now it really is time for a recess. I'll end with some advice. I had already doubted your abilities as a prosecutor, which is why I relieved you of your authority. You'd best not forget that. What are you trying to say?
The PIC can still take away your badge. If you value your badge, I'd advise you not to show your face before me again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of law is merciful, but that doesn't mean you can get away with everything. And one more thing. I must digress. I suggest you stop with this Defense Attorney Act.
That's none of your concern. I don't intend to abandon a case I'm involved in so easily.
For defense attorneys, a relationship of mutual trust with their client is vital. It is very different from the way of the prosecutor. In any case, you didn't even know about your client's occupation. Well then, I must be going. May the blessings of the goddess of law be upon you.
Oh, they kept him in that pose, too. I do not like you. I cannot wait to destroy you in this game.
Did Simon lie to us?
It seems he lied to Uncle Ray, too. This complicates matters. Why'd he do that? Hey, Miles, don't tell me you've got cold feet already. Courtney Pie is quite a handful, but giving up is still uncool. A defense attorney's creed is to never give up. Remember, you're my assistant.
Of course I don't plan on giving up either. It's just my theory that he couldn't enter the prison no longer holds. It looks like we'll have to investigate once more. To be continued. Okay, and here I think is where we're going to call it for the night. So, yeah. So, until next time, this has been Back the Log Off. I've been Professor Icepick, signing off. See you next time. Well, let's just save up before we end the recording, actually. That's beautiful. Okay.